Hi, Justin. I wanted to respond a little to your particular post, especially with regard to the issue of the scriptures alone, what is typically called sola scriptura. Um, I don't think I would take issue with the fact that you are arguing for scripture to be the chief uh, source of theology, um, and the other ones should be secondary to that. I guess one of the things that kind of changed my mind a little bit about thinking about scripture alone is kind of reflecting on the process by which we came to the Bible or the canon that we have today. So at some point in time in church history, there would have been many different books being passed around. And in order to have the canon that we have right now, my understanding is that the leaders of the church, and basically back then it would be the bishops, kind of got together and they had to make a decision what was in and out of the canon. So my question always is, what was the roadmap? What did they appeal to in order to make a decision? This book is in and this book is out. They could not have appealed to scripture by itself because the only thing in existence was the Old Testament scriptures, and they were trying to make a decision basically about the New Testament scriptures. So they had to use some other rationale for coming to that decision. And I believe they would have used reason, tradition, and some other way of deciding what's in and what's out in order for us to have this complete canon of scripture that we now say is the only thing we use to make decisions. So I think that kind of changed my mind a little bit because the scriptures weren't as we had them now, so they couldn't say, let's look to the scripture to decide how to put together scripture. They had to appeal to something else. So I think that's why I think of it a little bit differently now. The other question I just wanted to address was the issue of the Sabbath, not to get into a long discussion of it, but you said the scriptures don't say there's any change in the Sabbath, so why do we worship on Sundays? And I think for me, my question would be, why has the church, or why did the church decide not to carry forward the keeping of the Sabbath from